This is the course on setting up the Kona Enterprise Gateway with AWS IoT Core. We're going to go through all the procedures, the code, the commands, the SSHing, the backend on the AWS IoT Core, the registration, the certificates, how to do it, explain why things are done the way they're done, and we're going to go through it all. Let's get stuck in. We're going to need to get the IP address of the Kona Enterprise Gateway. Now there's a few ways to do that. You can either go into the router, go into the back end of the router and just see what IP addresses are feeding off the network, and there'll be telltale signs saying what they are, or you could use something like what we're doing right now, which is Angry IP Scanner. You'll just download this, type it into Google, and you'll get it into, you'll go through the procedures like I am right now, where we are busy loading the application on our Windows computer, and we go through the process of scanning what IP addresses are feeding off our network. Again, you'll see the telltale signs. I'll show you here in a minute once it's all uploaded, which network is which, and we can then copy and paste that IP address into, onto a text editor or notepad, and we can use it to SSH into the gateway. Okay, so from getting the IP address, we are going to now move on to a coding platform called TerraTerm. TerraTerm is a terminal where we can access SSH into our IP that we've just got. So we're going to type in here our admin and then the unique IP address here. This is going to be get us into there. We're going to use port 22. The TCP port is 22, and that's all good. We're going to SSH into there, and we click OK. This will give us access into the terminal. So from here, we'll take our Tiktaalik test summary report that you'll find in the box, and I'll put on the screen where you'll find the password. You'll type that into this SSH authenticator. We're going to run a system version code here. That's going to give us, see what is the latest version we've got. Anything from 2.1.5 and newer is good to go. We don't need to do an update on that. Then we shall type in sudo ls, and we'll have to put that password, that same password you'll find on your test sheet again. Alright, so we type in sudo ls. It's going to prompt us for another password. This is going to give us a list of all the directories and its contents. We find the password back on the Tiktaalik sheet. We just type that in there, this test summary certificate. From here, we're going to type in the next line of code. This is the cd home admin stretch I'm putting up on the page here. Yesterday I did do this whole process. So if you have a new setup, it won't prompt you to say yes to all. It will just probably just prompt you to just say yes once. I did it, so we did that. This converts the Tiktaalik factory configuration to the configuration matching AWS. The script is really just to primarily prepare downloads and prescripts, extract files, and script executables. So this process is what we're going to do. I may need to remove all of this. I'm going to just double check. But let's just see how we go from here. Yeah, I think I've decided I'm going to just remove everything. Let's start this gateway as if it was a brand new one that hadn't been done yesterday. So we're going to just type in ls. We're going to remove all the files. Let's type in rm space star. and we're going to do this exercise as if it was a brand new one, and also a learning moment for everyone that if they are wanting to redo an old gateway and they're wanting to do the process, this is how we remove all those files and certificates. We're going to type in ls here just to see what's in here. It looks like there's still some certificates. What we're trying to look for, get and achieve, is basically that this file has nothing in it. So let's do sudo rm space star, I think it is. So this forces the program forces to remove everything. From there we should have an empty file. ls tells us the list of it. I'm going to clear everything so our screen's back to fresh and normal, and from here we're going to go from here. Okay, so we're back to where we started a minute ago, except now we've got a fresh screen. We're going to retype in the code that we wanted to do there, where we download and do the prescripts. And this is going to no longer give us all the yes options that we would have done on an older system. It's going to give us an option 2. And we should choose out of these 3 options, option 2. Option 2 enables the OAM, which is a remote management platform that Tiktaalik offers. They encourage you to do it so that they can help you remotely if there are any further technical issues down the road with sensors or gateways. So generally encourage that. It's not the end of the world if you don't choose this option, because you can just reset the gateway like we just did right now. So from here it's going to ask us for the URL for the that enables the OAM and disables the name server. This just updates the Tiktaalik bridge .oam with the new URL. And so this is what we're typing in over here. From there, we're going to install Basic Station. We're going to run this code that I'm going to put up on the screen now. This, if you do a new system that hasn't, we did the installation on this yesterday, so it's going to give us some information saying that there's no updates or needs for installation, like over there. But a new system is definitely going to say all the installations have been completed. Okay, so we're now going to move away from Terraterm for a second. We're going to open up an internet browser, log into your account at AWS. Hopefully you've already got one by now. This video is not on how to register and create an account on AWS. Hopefully you've done all of this. I did created certificates and a gateway on AWS yesterday, so I'm now going to just delete that. The object of this next section is we're going to now create the certificates, save them, transfer them over to our gateway on Terraterm. But right now I'm just going to delete what I did yesterday, and this is just a short version of how to do that if you're wanting to redo it again. Okay, so first things first, we're going to enter the gateway EUI. You'll find that located on the side of the box in that little sticker that I just showed you on my screen. You will put that in there. Frequency is USA 915. We're going to just call it Enterprise 1. There's nothing else, so we're just going to add a gateway here. We're going to create certificates. Yeah, so we generated that. That'll go into our downloads folder. Download certificate files. Yeah, there it is. And then we're going to copy and paste these over to a notepad. I think notepad is Windows. Yeah, there we go. We've got it open over here. Let's copy and paste the cups and the LNS so that we can have those on hand. Okay, so we're going to finish copying and pasting the cups and the WSS to our notepad. We're going to save these certificate files. We're going to give a permission. We're going to call it this IoT Wireless Gateway certificate, and then I think we are good to go to submit this gateway. Let's see if it's live. It shouldn't be live. We haven't put anything into our SSH, which we're going to do now. Again, let's clear our screen. Okay, let's go to File Explorer now. Let's go find those files that we've just saved. Yeah, click it into there. There should be 4 files waiting for us here. It'll be in our downloads. Yeah, cups, trust, those 4 files, correct. Now we're going to go drag that over to Teraterm. It should, yeah, click it all over there. It should go into our home. We're going to ls here. This should show us the files. Yes, now we're going to rename them. Okay, so first off, we're going to rename whatever .pem file we have to a cups.cert. This is a cups client cert chain. Okay, and then once, so let's just do that. We're going to use that star.pem. Right, and then from there we're going to rename our private key to cups.key. Okay, that's this one over here. And then from there we're going to rename the LNS trust anchor to the TC trust. This trust is used by the TC connection, just like this. Okay, and then we're going to reuse the same cert key for the TC LNS side by copying them to the TC certs and a TC key. This is the same deployments used in the material. Yeah, okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to vim into our cups.uri. We're going to copy and paste all the information that we got from our notepad, which is our AWS cups URI. We're going to save that, and then we're going to vim into our, yeah, there we go, save that, and then, perfect, we'll save that, and then we're going to go into our tc.uri. After this, yeah, vim into this, and paste information from AWS. Basic station has 2 protocols. The first one is management, and the other one's data. The cups is for management, and the TCLNS is for data. Okay, so now make sure that all the files are given root ownership, because the permissions of base station runs on root. So make sure all the certificates belong to root. So you're going to move all the certificates to the directory etc/bstn. This is where the software will be looking for the certificates. So let's get that done. Okay, sudo root. Okay, next we're going to have to change the LoRaWAN settings to match Subband 2. By default, the gateway is on Subband 1, but in order for IoT Core compatibility, we're going to have to change the config.json file to Subband 2, and then we're going to increment each of the channels. The 8 channels, we're going to increment them by 200 kilohertz, starting at 902.3 megahertz, and increment it by 200 kilohertz on each channel. We do this on 8 different channels, and this is really to to be compatible for AWS IoT Core. Okay, so I've attached a link in this video. It just gives you a little bit more literature on LoRaWAN USA, frequencies, the channels, subbands for IoT. It gives you a bit more understanding and depth as to why we changed and incremented those channels, going from Subband 1 to Subband 2, and the changes within the config file. Check it out. Okay, so we've changed a whole lot of things within our config file. We've done new certificates, we've got URIs that are going through the system, and we are going to need to do a final validation. So this is restarting everything, the packet forwarder and the base station OAM. You apply all the changes that has happened, and in order to do this we do need to do a reboot. This will then start to show a heartbeat on the Tiktaalik OAM, and it'll connect our cups, our TC LNSs, and we'll do everything that we needed to do in order to do this. And then what we do is we'll see on this AWS gateway that it's now fully connected, and we move on to the next section, which will be to link an actual end sensor and then start really manipulating and playing around with the system to leverage precision agriculture. Okay, so this completes our setup of the Kona Enterprise Gateway with AWS IoT Core. At this stage, we should have a successful gateway that's connected. We should see a heartbeat, and we should have an active connection with AWS IoT Core. Okay, this lays the foundation of what comes next, and this is our next video, which will be the LoRaWAN end devices that we connect, and we're going to be testing how data flows through the system. I'm looking forward to the next section, and I'll see you there.